in this video we're going to demonstrate how you can use a new feature that has been added to the Image Upload Genie that allows you to upload images from your computer and store them on Amazon S3 storage rather than in a file and a folder on the Alpha server. So we have here a simple grid component, and the grid component has a character field that has been bound to an image control, and then you can see over here we have a button, and this button does a standard image upload action. But if we examine the properties in the builder here, we can see that that because we're uploading to a character field, a new property has been added to the Genie called the upload target. By default, the upload target is the server, which is the Alpha Anywhere server. So this means that the image that you upload will be uploaded to the Alpha server. But the new option here is to upload the image to Amazon S3 storage. And the big benefit of uploading to Amazon S3 storage is that there's no load on the Alpha server when the image is being uploaded, and Amazon S3 is a great way of displaying images in a web application. So having chosen Amazon S3 here as the target, a new section opens up over here where we can go and define the properties of the S3 bucket that we're going to be uploading the images to. So Amazon S3 storage requires credentials, just like you would require credentials for connecting to a database, and those credentials can either be specified explicitly or through a named connection string. So in this case we're going to be using a named connection string, and using named connection strings is definitely the preferred way of using this functionality. So we can then choose our connection strings. So the connection strings are created in much the same way that you create connection strings to a SQL database. So there's a menu option on the web control panel here. You go to Tools, and then you can see here's your storage connection string. So this is where you can create all of your named connection strings. So let's go back to the builder and continue looking at our component here. So bring this back up again. So here we have our named connection string, and then we can specify things like the maximum file size, etc., and also whether we would like to display progress while the file is being uploaded. And then finally, if we do choose to display progress, where we would like that progress indicator to be shown. And you, in the case of a UX component, you would choose a placeholder control. Since grids don't have placeholders, you choose some static text control that you've placed. So I've got a static text control here called static text 1, and I've chosen to use that. So if we go back now and look at our component, we can see there's the button and there's the static text control where we're going to be displaying progress. So now this is going to be uploading this image that we captured to Amazon S3, and I use a tool called Cloudberry, which is just like Windows Explorer. It just lets you look at the files on an Amazon S3 connection. So in this case my bucket called Alpha Media Capture is empty. There are no files in it. So let's now go and run this component, and I can actually run this in working preview as long as I'm using Chrome working preview. This will not work in IE working preview, but this is a nice addition because you cannot do the regular image upload using working preview. So now that we're running the component, let's go here and capture an image. So this is going to bring up the file select box, and let me just go here and go to my folder where I've got some images. I'll go ahead there and choose, say, that image over there. So you can see there was a short display there of the progress bar, and now the image has been uploaded to S3. So let's pause now and pick this up in the next video. So we're continuing now with our discussion about image upload to Amazon S3, and we've uploaded the image right now. And so let's go over to our Cloudberry Explorer here and then refresh the data, and we can see here's the physical file that has been uploaded to Amazon S3. And now if we were to go ahead and save this record, so you can see the record is now marked as dirty. If I were to click the undo button here, this would the image would disappear. But if I go ahead now, let's just go here and say new one is the name, then go ahead and hit the save button, and so now the record has been saved. And if we go and look at our SQL database and refresh the data here, we can see that what has been stored in the database is the new record. So there's the primary key 8, the value new 1, and then in the character field here you can see we've stored something that's in JSON format. So if you look at this here, you can see this JSON has a property called CS, which is the connection string. So that's the name of the connection string that we're using. Object is the name of the object on the S3 bucket, and then source is S3, indicating that this is S3. So the reason that we're using this JSON syntax here is because we've uploaded the data to Amazon S3 in protected form, which means that you can't just simply go and get a URL to that object on S3 and read it. But if I were to go back now to the builder here, and we can see now in this builder, I'm going to go and edit it now, and I'm going to uncheck this protected read property. So that means that this image is now going to be uploaded to S3 storage, and there'll be a publicly available URL that could be used to read the image. In other words, you're not going to have to authenticate using your Amazon credentials in order to read that value. So let's go ahead now and run this component again now and do an upload to the second record. So we'll go here and we'll do image capture, and then let's go and choose an image. We'll choose, say, this image over there. So you saw the progress bar flashing briefly. And now I'm going to go here and type in new 2, and then go ahead and hit the save button. And now if I go over to my SQL database and refresh the table here, I can see that the first record has this JSON syntax, because that was a protected read. But now we've changed to public read, and so now we just have a URL here which can be used directly. So I can take this URL and copy it, and then go over to any browser. So let's go over to, say, this browser over there and just paste it in, and you can see that the image is displayed. Because we're using a public read, there's no need to authenticate this at runtime. So public reads are very, very efficient. So there's very little load, in fact almost no load on the Alpha server when the image is being uploaded. There's just a small AJAX callback to the Alpha server to sign the URL with the credentials. Then all of the work takes place directly from the browser to Amazon S3, where the data is uploaded, and then at runtime, when the component is rendered, the data is fetched directly from Amazon S3 with no impact on the Alpha server at all. So this is a very, very efficient way of displaying images. Now in the case of authenticated read, a small callback is made to the Alpha server to sign the URL so that it can be displayed. But again, it's a very efficient way of displaying images. So let's pause now and pick this up in the next video. So we're continuing now with our discussion of the option to do image upload direct to Amazon S3. And so let's go back to the builder now and take a look here. So one of the most important properties that you have control over when you're uploading to Amazon S3 is the ability to set the name of the object on S3. So if by default the name of the object on S3 is going to be the same as the file name that you select. So if you choose an image called myimage1, then the file name on Amazon S3 is going to be called myimage1. Now that could represent a problem, because user 1 might upload an image called my image 1, and then user 2 might also upload an image called my image 1, overwriting the first user's image. So what you might want to do is use this JavaScript function here, which allows you to control the name of the image on the Amazon S3 server. And one approach that you might want to take is to actually use a GUID as the name on the Amazon S3 server, so that there's no possibility of user 1's uploads overriding user 2's uploads. Another thing that I'd also like to point out is that when you do an upload, so I'm going to go here and set this all up, you can specify whether progress is being displayed, and then if progress is being displayed, you can choose either to use a progress bar, or use just text which indicates the percentage complete. So in this case we've chosen the percent to show a progress bar. Now when you do an upload to Amazon S3, what you lose is the ability to create thumbnails. So you can see that when I choose the server option here, that we have an option to create thumbnails, but when we switch to S3, the ability to create thumbnails disappears. And the reason for that, of course, is that since the image is being uploaded to Amazon S3 and not to the Alpha server doesn't have access to the image and therefore can't create a thumbnail. However, I believe that that's a pretty small price to pay for the overwhelming benefits of being able to upload directly to S3 and using S3 in effect as a CDN for all of the images in your web application. So what we've shown in this video is how you can very easily switch from uploading your images to a folder on your Alpha server to instead uploading images directly to S3, and taking advantage of all of the benefits of scale that Amazon S3 offers for media files. And this option is available to you if your component is bound, if the image field in your component is bound to a character field rather than a blob field. So thank you very much for watching.